Hi everybody, it's the Soap Man, and as you can probably tell by the crock pots, if not the title, we're doing some hot process soap today. So, what I decided to do with this is to use some colors that are actually some of my favorites from Nurture Soap or Nurture Handmade, but they both morph. And it's kind of neat to watch it because as soon as I mix the lye in, you'll start to see them morph. But as they cook and saponify, they usually turn back to their original color, so we actually get to see that happen. So in the one, I'm using lemon chiffon, and this is a very light yellow, very kind of a pale yellow, but when it mixes with lye, it turns a really vibrant orange. And then the other is going to be Lima Peel, also from Nurture Handmade, a really light green. But this one morphs into a really brownish green. I mean, even more so than Green Vibrance, but it always morphs back to this light pretty green. And I'm fragrancing this with Farmhouse Cider from Crafter's Choice. Now, this doesn't particularly go with these colors, and I realize that. However, I only use this in hot process because it's like seconds away from seizing. I mean, you technically can use it in cold process. I have, but it's just too risky to me, so I only use it in hot process. So it just kind of works. So let's get started, first of all, by putting our micas in the oil, because I don't know about y'all, but I love the sight of micas mixing into oil. So I'm going to put about using approximately 2 teaspoons per pound of oil. That's going to be approximately 7 teaspoons. And let me come over here and get the green in. And then we'll mix these in and we'll get our lye and watch that orange turn to that, or that yellow turn to that vibrant orange. Alright, so here we go. Let's just do the, I usually do them both together because I got 2 stick blenders. Let's do these one at a time. So we'll start, so you can see really well. Let's start with our orange, or yellow. I keep calling it orange because it's going to turn orange. Now that's a little bit less dramatic than normal with micas in oil. I'm not sure why, but anyway, let's come over here and get our green, see what it looks like, because I don't think I've used these in hot process before. Oh yeah, now that one's... Love the sight of that. I could just watch that over and over and over. Now, let's put our lye in, 1 container at a time. Let's just, while I'm on this side, go ahead and start with the green. And I don't think this is a real quick morph. I think it takes a couple of minutes. Nope, it's morphing already, turning brownish. Yeah, that pretty green's already turned a really ugly brown, but worry not, when it cooks it turns back. So now let's watch our bright pale yellow turn a vivid orange. This is really neat to watch, I think. Instant, look at that. So as expected, our yellow is a vibrant orange, our bright green is a brown olive green. I'm going to go ahead and finish stick blending these because I like them really well stick blended. But once they go into gel phase, they should turn back to their original colors or close to it. So I'm going to go ahead and shut you down so you don't have to watch me stick blend forever. But I'll be back the next stage. Alright, now we're really starting to cook this one especially. This one's at definitely apple stage, almost going into mashed potato stage. the green crock pot over there is an older crock pot. It cooks slower. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and just kind of switch these out. So I'm going to put this in the slower cooking crock pot. Let it catch up a little bit. Because this one's still a little stiff. I've not even quite hit mashed potato. I've not even quite hit the applesauce stage in this one. But it's almost there. So go ahead and switch them out, and I think they'll cook pretty evenly now. But I'll bring you back at the next stage. Alright, we're at the point I have to watch these like a hawk now, because see, look at this one. This is the one that got a slow start, and I put it in a hotter crock pot and turned it on low, and we're at mashed potatoes. This is where it starts to climb. See, I waited a little, got it a little too late. But it's full of air, and you just want to keep stirring it and get that air out of it. And this is almost gel phase, which means it's almost soaked. And it is starting to lighten up, and I'm seeing some gloss in it, which means it's already starting to gel. So let's come over here and stir the orange. This one's a little slower. This is the older crock pot, but it's starting to hit mashed potatoes. I turned it down to low as well. Probably should have just left it on high, because it's not quite there yet, but it's close. As a matter of fact, this one's so close I'm going to unplug it because there's a lot of residual heat. And still climbing, but I'm not worried. It's still cooking. But it will be at gel phase very soon. And the green is starting to brighten back up. I don't know if you can tell on camera or not, but it's not that brownish olive green. It's closer to the original light green that it's intended to be. So, I'll be back in a minute. This is why you never leave hot process unattended, because while I was stirring that one, this one volcanoed over. It just happened in just an instant. And that's why you never fill it more than half full. But if you can tell from the camera, it's still climbing, which means it's still at mashed potato stage and still cooking, but it's turning back yellow. It's saponified, and that vibrant orange is starting to disappear. I've gone ahead and unplugged this one as well, let the residual heat finish it. Got a little bit of a mess on the table and on the side of the crock pot, but no worries, it's soap. It's cooked at this point. And when I get to the point off camera, I'll clean it up, scoop it back in here. It's just on a clean table, so no worries. But we are finished. This is soap. Now this is going to have to cool down for quite a while, so what I'm going to do is pull it out of the crock, because it's cooked, and let it start to cool down. At that point, I'll fragrance it, and then we'll get it into the mold. So I got a little bit of a cleanup to do, so I will see y'all in just a little while, but we've morphed back into our original colors. Alright, I'm finally back. These have cooled down and I'm ready to mix them. So I've gone ahead and fragranced it, because it takes a long time to stir fragrance into hot process. This is still in gel phase, but it has finally cooled down to a reasonable temperature that I felt safe putting the fragrance in, but it's still shiny and glossy. It's still in gel phase. But that green is such a nice, bright, pretty, and the yellow is kind of pale, and it'll probably look a little different tomorrow once it's cooled and it's no longer in gel. So what I'm going to do is pour approximately half of the yellow into the green, and I am just going to eyeball it, because it's not an exact science, and that's maybe just a little more, but that's fine. And then just gently fold and stir it. I don't want them to mix. I just want them combined and swirled. And when I go to put it into the mold, it'll combine and swirl even more. So I'm just gently stirring, kind of folding it. That looks good because once again it's going to swirl some more, and I'll probably speed this part up because this will take a while, but I'll speed it up so it doesn't take forever. But just start plopping. Okay, I am back the next day. It's time to cut our soap. Everything went really well. May not show up on camera, but there are some definite yellow streaks in with the light green. Of course, the yellow turned back yellow, the green turned back that really light, pretty green, just like it always does. I just think it's neat to watch those morphing micas, especially in hot process, when it morphs back right before your eyes. So let's go ahead and cut some bars. Let's see what we have. Whoa, 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 I better lay those down. Just about had a disaster there. Yeah. Once again, you may not be able to see these on camera, but the yellow is definitely visible in with the green. Of course, I love this fragrance and its staying power. Yeah, these are all going to look the same. You're not going to see any variations between the bars. So this is what we have. So I'll go ahead and end the video with this. I'll line these up and get some pictures. And that's what I have this week. And like always, I know I say it all the time, but I mean it. You all stay safe, take good care of yourselves, and be blessed. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time around. Bye, everybody.